This video is for our week 12 assignment on using key signatures in Noteflight. So there are written directions, but I will actually go through all of the steps in this video as well. So you may wish to pull them up and follow along, or to go back and help you with just remembering the different steps to do. But I'm going to go ahead and start by going over to noteflight.com. I've already logged into my account and created a new score. Now the default score comes up with 2 staves, and we really only need one for this assignment. So to get rid of one of the staves, I'm going to click over to the side. If I just click on the staff, I can't do this. I actually have to click off to the side. And then I'm actually just going to press delete on my keyboard, and that will get rid of that whole bottom staff for me and make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, so step 1 of this assignment is that I need to write a melody using whatever key signature I'd like. So I'm going to start by picking a key signature. To do that, I'm going to click on the 3 lines up at the top. I'm going to come down to measure, and then I have the option to change key signature here. So I'm going to click on that. And I think I'm going to start out, I'm going to use the key of D. So I'll click OK. You can use any of the key signatures that you'd like, but remember, I'm going to pick the key of D. So I'm going to go ahead and close this menu because I don't need it right now. So my composition needs to start on a D, and it needs to end on a D. Now that could be whatever D I'd like. What I do in between is totally up to me. I can use different rhythms. So that's where you'd come up to duration, and then you can change the duration. I actually have the duration toolbar turned on up here, so I can actually just click up here to get the different notes. So let's see, let's change that. And then I'm just going to quickly write. And then let's see, I need a D at the end. Oh, and I added an extra note that I need. I can use Control-Z on the keyboard to undo something. Since I already entered that note, I just want to make it a whole note, so I'm going to do that. Let's see, we also need to add in some dynamics or different articulation or different things. So I'm just going to add a couple dynamics. I'm going to come over again to the drop-down toolbar, find dynamics, expression text. Let's see, I want this to be forte at the beginning, so I'm just going to type in an F and hit enter. But then when it gets right here, I want it to be piano, so I'm going to type in a P and hit enter. And now that will give me different dynamics. Okay, great. So I have step 1 done. I've written my 4-measure melody. It's in the key of D. It starts on a D. It ends on a D. Everything else in between is totally up to me. Now we need to copy this, and we're going to transpose this to a different key. So the problem I ran into is it didn't give me any extra measures in here. So I don't have any place to copy and paste this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come and click on the last measure, and a plus sign should show up. And if I add a plus sign, or if I click on the plus sign, it should add a measure for me. I'm going to do that, so I've added 4 measures. So I now have 4 blank measures, because I'm going to come and copy and paste what I have already written into those blank measures. So a keyboard shortcut, if you hold down Shift, you can highlight more than 1 measure at a time. And then you can just simply come up and click Copy, and then come over here and select Paste, and voila, I have the same thing written twice now. You could also just click on 1 measure and copy and paste to do that, but using Shift makes it a whole lot faster. Okay, so I have copied exactly what I wrote. It's still in the key of D, except we want to change the key signature here. So to make sure that it doesn't change it for the whole song, I'm going to come and click and hold down Shift on my keyboard and select just the 4 measures that I've copied over. I can actually click right on the sharps in the key signature, or I can come back over to Measure and click on Change Key Signature. Both will get me to the same thing. So the thing is, for this assignment, we need to make sure the notes work for the range that a flute could play. Well, let's see. So the range guide here shows me that the lowest note a flute can play is F, or a beginning flutist anyway. More advanced flutists can play other notes. So I have a D at the beginning right now, so I need a higher note there. So I think let's have this, instead of starting on a D, let's have this start on an F. So I'm going to change this to the key of F. So I'm going to click OK. And it changed my key signature here, but nothing else changed. So while I still have this highlighted, I'm just going to use the up arrow on the keyboard to move my notes up. So you can see them, they'll go up and down if I hit the up and down arrows. And I'm going to do that until now my first note is an F and my last note is an F. I liked doing it for all four measures at the same time just because, hey, it's less stuff I have to do. You could just also click on one measure and move those notes up as well, or down if you hit the down arrow. So now I have the same melody written in the key of D, and then I've transposed the melody now into the key of F. So that's what I need to do for this assignment, except for I should give this a title. I should put my name where it says composer. And then I need to come over to connect. Right now this score is not currently shared, so I'm going to click on change and allow everyone with a link to view. And then I want to make sure that I hit save. You also are going to want to check to make sure that usually when you save over here, it saves just the general score as well. So you want to make sure that you click save there as well. Now all you need to do is copy this link and submit it for your assignment, and you are done. If you have any questions, of course, please let me know, and I am more than happy to help. Thanks, and have fun composing.